Well, hello, colleagues. You probably haven't have been watching too much Netflix or something like that and enjoying what you're seeing on your computer. So I'm going to give you me to look at instead, something that you won't enjoy. Seriously, I thought I just wanted to take a break and send you a quick video. Got some information for you in the video, but as much as anything, wanted to make sure that you knew that you could reach out to me if you have questions, comments, concerns, blah blah blah. You all have done a great job of transitioning with the online education. And I've been doing some sampling of the students in my courses to ask them about other courses, and I've been hearing nothing but good things. So I really appreciate what everybody's doing. Uh, so let me dive into a few updates for you. But before I do, I want to amend a statement I made. When we were talking a couple of weeks ago, I said, we won't look back on this and think that that was some of my best teaching ever. And I guess in terms of content delivery, that's really true. We won't think this is the best job we've ever done of delivering content. But honestly, I think that what you're doing in terms of teaching your students and motivating them to do what you're asking to do is really quite special and pretty Herculean. Right now, we are dealing with a lot of students who didn't sign up for an online course, and some of them even realize their personality and their work habits are not such that they're likely to succeed in an online course, but yet we're asking them to succeed anyway. And if they do so, the reason they're going to do so is because you have done a superior job of communicating expectations, making things very straightforward, but most importantly, you've done a great job of motivating them. I realize many times that motivation is hunting them down when you see that they're not doing their assignments and emailing them and reaching out to them through any and all means possible, trying to push them to go forward. But I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to predict that probably for 2 or 3 students in every one of your classes, you're going to make a difference in their lives in ways that we seldom do, because you're going to be the reason that they don't drop out of school or they don't flunk out of school. You're going to be the reason they stick with it, they learn some persistence, and they finish your class and actually finish your class with a pretty good grade. And because you've done such a good job of motivating them, and sometimes that motivation is pretty blunt and pretty direct, they're also going to finish their other classes too. And because of that, 10 years from now, they're going to have a college degree, they're going to have a real career, they're going to have a good paying job, as opposed to dropping out after one semester, or worse still, 7 or 8 semesters and all the debt that goes with that, to be launched off on some going nowhere career where they're not going to be able to escape all that student debt and they're just going to be burdened down for the rest of their lives. I truly believe that you and I are going to make differences in lives probably to a greater degree than we do on any other semester. And that's going to be through our persistence and through our motivation. And I know it's not easy. I'm herding cats on a bunch of freshmen, and I am shocked when I go into check by how little they're doing of what I'm asking them to do. But I just keep sending them emails and saying, come on, guys, get with it. Here's what you got to do. Here's what's coming up next. And I really do think that's going to make a difference. Some of the problems that we're running into is some students are telling us they don't have good internet access. Remind them that there are lots of services that are providing free or low cost internet during this time of outage. If you go to the distance education webpage and look at those links, they have a great set of helps that I just literally cut and paste and email to my students to remind them of the no cost options that were available. Also, if the students are in the Wichita Falls area, remind them that the campus is still open. If they're having trouble with their internet connectivity, they can, in fact, come to campus. They can come into the Dillard building. They can sit down on the first floor in those many seating areas and log in and do their schoolwork from there. Of course, for the folks that are here, and there are quite a few faculty members who are coming to school on a daily basis, I do encourage you to keep your doors closed if you don't want to be interrupted or you don't want to have students come to visit you, because I know some of us are very uncomfortable with the social distancing. So build in those fire guards, but remind the students that they can come. Also, I've gotten a few emails about students in grave financial need. Remind the students that there is Mustang's Pantry for food. If you have an international student, Michael Mills has a great program where he's encouraging people in the community to adopt an international student so they can do things like buy them groceries. And I know that some are. So for those that are struggling financially, there are some helps for them. Uh, Matt Park, not Parks, but Park, singular, the Dean of Students is also working with students on um, leases and apartments and things like that. So I'm not expecting you to be a detailed financial counselor, but just be aware of these resources where you can direct the students. Also, remember that this Thursday and Friday are technically the students' Easter break, so please make sure that you've not scheduled something that has to be done during that period. For example, you don't have something where you're requiring them to attend a conference or a class through UCU or the virtual classroom, because technically they're on break. Now, that doesn't mean they can't have things to work on, just I wouldn't make anything due during that period. So, also, just a quick update on the registration process. All of the academic holds, or I should say the advising holds, should be released for our undergraduates. And also, the athletic department has changed the way they're doing holds. They've basically followed our process, and they've released all their holds for their athletes, and they're going to go in after the fact and check. A few folks have already emailed me about students talking about the business office hold and what will the university do with waiving the fees and the like. We have our weekly dean's meeting tomorrow, held by video conference, of course, and I'm going to ask if the provost, if the business office is working on any sort of forgiveness or additional sympathy or relaxation of policies about registering when they still owe money for classes with the business office holds, and I'll let you know if I find out anything. But I do have to say, I know it's working. I went a few minutes ago and surfed the registration pages just to see what we have. So it looks like in summer one, Niyati Qatari's international management class leads the entire university with 29 students enrolled. Mike Patterson's ops management class has 18 students enrolled, and that's fourth place in the university. And Chuck Bultina's strategic management class in summer two has 13 enrolled, and that's tied for first place. So we know that our students are getting in and registering, and that's pretty impressive since today the only students that were allowed to register were seniors and honor students. In the fall semester, there's already 36 students signed up for strategic management, 16 in Adam Lay's portfolio management, and 16 in John Martinez's money banking and monetary policy. So things seem to be off to a good start there. Please just keep all that good work coming on that. So if you're wondering about I knew you didn't want to look at my big face, so I got a meme that I put up there about homeschooling. I have particular sympathy for those of you that are working at home and have your kids with you still trying to do the schooling. We did the homeschooling for several years, and I'm well aware of what a three-ring circus that can be. But I thought you might enjoy the meme. For all of you that have got kids, I know you're really missing your office when it comes time to do work. And for everybody else that's not coming to the office, you sure are missing those dual screen monitors about now, aren't you? But my favorite joke that I've read recently about homeschooling and the coronavirus is somebody posted and said, homeschooling week win went well. 2 students suspended due to disrespect toward their teacher, and 1 administrator caught drinking on the job. I imagine that's the world that you are enduring. So please keep reaching out to your students. Thanks for all the hard work that you're doing, and don't forget that I'm here to help you out